Lesson 74, fractional part of a number, part 2. So if you remember, as you're reading your math problem, like your word problems where you have to translate, if you come across the words what number, then as you're translating, you can just use W sub n. Everybody say W sub n. Then if you see the word is, you're going to write in math the equal sign. If you see the word of, it will be a times sign or multiplication sign. Now sometimes we have fractions, so this is just, they're just going to be throwing in some fractions now. So here's some examples. 5/8 of what number is 25? So we're just going to translate using these key terms. So we just write our number 5/8. We see the of, so we know that means times. What number goes to W sub n is replaced with equals 25. Now we have an equation that we can solve. So you have to remember that 5/8 is multiplied by our missing number, so we have to divide. We do the opposite of multiply. So we're going to divide both sides by 5/8. When you divide by, you want to write it on the right side. So when you keep a change and flip it, you're actually doing the reciprocal of the correct fraction. So we have 25 over 1 times 8/5. We can cancel, divide each of these numbers by 5, the 5 and the 25. And then we multiply straight across. 5 times 8 is 40, divided by 1 is just 40. So the missing number is 40. And we've answered the question. 5/8 of 40 is 25. Here's another example. What fraction of 100 is 30? So remember, with what number we put W sub n. When it says what fraction, I like to do W sub f. So when I'm all done, this reminds me that I have to make sure it's a fraction. So we don't want to have it as a decimal, we're going to keep it as a fraction. So we have what fraction of, we're going to replace with a times sign. 100 is, means equals 30. Now this is being divided, multiplied, so we have to divide both sides by 100. And what fraction is 3/10? And we would leave it as a fraction. One more example, and then we'll do some practice set. 75 is what decimal part of 30? So we have 75, we're going to write that as a number, is equal sign, what decimal? Again, I'm going to use W sub D to show that in the very end I want to have a decimal number. Of means times 30. When we're multiplying and we have a missing number, we want to divide. So we're going to divide both sides by 30. And then what decimal equals 75/30ths? And I'm going to divide both of these numbers by 3. So I have 25/10. That means my 5 has to end in the 10ths spot. So the decimal number is 2.5. Or you could, because you're dividing by 10, just move the decimal over once. So that's it. That's the end of the lesson.